Okay, let's dive in. If you're keeping tabs on how goods move around the world, you know the maritime sector is, well, it's basically the backbone of the global economy.
Absolutely. It's not just about ships, it's infrastructure.
And this week, especially with World Maritime Day hitting on September 25th, there's been a real focus on the oceans.
Right. And the theme this year was pretty spot on. Our ocean, our obligation, our opportunity.
It really captures that tension, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, the ocean connects almost everything. Like 9 out of 10 global trades happen via sea, but it also really needs us to look after it. It's a dependency.
So our source material for today comes directly from that conversation. We're looking at a review of the Global Ports and Shipping Summit 2025.
Yeah, the third one, organized by ET Infra, held right in Mumbai.
And it sounds like it was less of a standard conference and more, I don't know, a serious strategy session.
Definitely. And that's our mission here today, right? We're not just skimming the surface. We want to pull out the really big, ambitious core idea that came out of it.
Which is India's maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047.
Exactly. This isn't just about tweaking things. It's a huge, like, 25-year plan to completely reshape Indian shipping.
Making it greener, smarter.
And way more competitive globally. And the key is building these next-generation ports and infrastructure to support it all.
That name, Amrit Kal, it carries a lot of weight, doesn't it? Signifying a golden age.
It does. And linking this massive logistics overhaul to a national vision like 2047, it definitely elevates it beyond just funding roads and ports.
It signals this is a major national priority.
Yeah, and that top-level backing is crucial to grasp the scale here. I mean, Sri Sarbananda Sonowal, the Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, he was the chief guest.
So clear government push.
Absolutely. And you also had international figures there, like the consul generals from Belgium and Norway. That tells you this isn't just a domestic thing. It's about aligning globally, getting international cooperation involved for the long run.
Okay, so a huge vision, a 2047 deadline. Where do they even begin? Let's get into the first major pillar from the summit. Decarbonization.
The greener goal.
Right, the greener goal. But the way the sources talk about it, it feels like it's an environmental aim, sure, but wrapped up tight in an economic necessity.
It's definitely both. It's a massive push for sustainability, yes. The message was clear. Ports, ships, they all need to run cleaner. We're talking low-carbon fuels, slashing emissions.
But the economic angle is critical.
It seems so. The industry seems to understand that they almost can't afford not to be sustainable anymore, especially with global regulations getting tighter.
Okay, here's a part that might feel a bit like a puzzle for you listening. The sources stress that this sustainability drive also has to lead to lower logistics costs.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a paradox, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you pour billions into green tech and somehow make shipping cheaper?
Well, that's the challenge, right? That's where the real innovation has to happen. A lot of the panel discussions focused on this. They talked a lot about boosting operational efficiency using technology.
Okay.
Think about how much money is wasted when ships are just sitting outside a port, idling, burning fuel, waiting for a spot.
Right. Demurrage fees, fuel costs.
Yeah.
It adds up incredibly fast.
Exactly. So if you use things like AI and IoT, these next-gen ports can predict arrivals better, manage the traffic in the harbor smoothly, handle cargo transfers without hiccups.
So you cut down that idling time.
Precisely. If you save, say, thousands of gallons of expensive marine fuel every time a ship docks and cut down on labor costs tied to delays, suddenly that upfront investment in clean tech, like digital platforms, starts to pay for itself through much lower operating costs.
Okay, that makes sense.
So the big takeaway from the summit sounds to be that the future have to be sustainable, mainly because only the sustainable version will actually be profitable and successful long term.
So sustainability isn't just an add-on cost. It's actually the result of becoming more efficient, which saves money anyway.
You've got it. It's kind of seeing wasted energy and wasted time as the same fundamental problem.
Okay, let's shift from the green imperative to the economic strategy, the second pillar, growth and investment. This fits neatly with that opportunity part of the World Maritime Day theme. What were the main strategies discussed for boosting India's maritime clout globally?
Right, so this was very strategic, almost nationalistic, but in a constructive way, 3 main things stood out.
Okay.
First, a clear directive to really grow the size of India's shipping fleet, significantly expand it.
More ships under the Indian flag.
Second, and this came up repeatedly, was the push to build those ships in India domestically, Less reliance on foreign shipyards.
Ah, so it's not just about having more capacity, but controlling the manufacturing, keeping that economic benefit and supply chain control at home.
Exactly right. And the third piece tackles the huge cost involved in all this, really pushing for private sector money through new public-private partnership models, PPPs.
Okay, PPPs.
Mhm.
For anyone listening who hears that term but isn't sure why it's so vital for something like Vision 2047, why rely on that structure?
Well, simply put, the amount of money needed to totally transform ports and fleets is just astronomical. It's probably more than the government can realistically pump in on its own, especially on a deadline.
So PPPs share the load.
They share the financial burden, yes, but also, importantly, they share the risk of getting it done. The private sector often brings efficiency, speed, maybe more innovative approaches to actually building and running these massive projects on time and within budget.
Which you definitely need for a hard deadline like 2047.
Absolutely.
So connecting the dots here,
Right.
expanding the fleet, building ships at home, using PPPs for funding,
Oh.
it's all about making India a stronger, more self-reliant player in global trade, right?
Mhm.
Owning more of that value chain.
That seems to be the strategic goal, yes. Gaining more control over your own logistics while boosting your competitive position worldwide.
Which naturally leads us to the third pillar, technology and digitization, the smarter goal. We hear about AI everywhere now. Was the summit just talking about it vaguely, or did they get specific about applying tech like right now?
No, that's a fair question. It seemed pretty specific from the reports. They focused on immediate practical uses of tech like AI, the Internet of Things, IoT, and smart platforms.
So not just pie-in-the-sky stuff for 2047.
No, these are tools they see being implemented now to drive the changes needed today to even reach 2047.
Okay, let's make it concrete then. Beyond just, say, getting ships in and out faster, what do these tools actually do on the ground, like in the port yard or during customs checks? What benefits were they really highlighting?
Okay, think about efficiency boosts you can see right away. For instance, AI platforms managing how containers are stored and moved within the port yard.
Optimizing routes for the trucks and cranes.
Exactly, minimizing travel time. And IoT sensors tracking cargo in real time that can massively cut down on paperwork holdups, customs clearance times.
Right, tackling those classic port bottlenecks. Less paper, faster processing.
That's the idea. It's all geared towards making India, as they put it, a sharper player in global trade.
A smarter port means quicker turnarounds.
Less fuel wasted, and ultimately a more reliable, cheaper service for whoever is shipping the goods. Digitization really feeds into both the decarbonization goal through efficiency and the competitiveness goal.
Okay, so those are the big three. Greener, bigger, smarter. But the source material also mentioned a couple of other key areas needed to actually make this 2047 vision happen. Maybe less flashy topics.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, a transformation this big doesn't just happen. You need the supporting structures. So there were serious discussions about maritime finance, too.
How to actually pay for all this over 25 years.
Exactly. The mechanics of securing and managing that kind of capital. And crucially, they talked about skills development.
The people side.
Yes. You can't just install fancy AI in a decarbonized port if you don't have the engineers, the data scientists, the technicians who actually know how to run and maintain it all. It requires a next-generation workforce.
It's always the human element that makes the tech work, isn't it?
Always. But what seemed clear from reading about the summit, across all these different sessions, was this real sense of energy. Like, India's maritime sector is genuinely gearing up for a massive systemic change. That 2047 deadline feels very real to them.
The commitment seems serious.
It does. So the summit really boiled it down to those three core imperatives for you to grasp. The drive for decarbonization, the push for domestic growth using things like PPPs, and the rapid adoption of digitization.
All aimed at achieving that Maritime Amritsar Vision 2047.
That's the umbrella covering it all.
So that gives you a pretty clear picture of where one of the world's major economies is focusing its maritime and logistics efforts. It's about moving stuff cleaner, faster, and smarter by fundamentally rethinking the infrastructure.
Which leads us to maybe a final thought for you to chew on, given how ambitious this all is.
Okay.
We heard about the 2047 vision, AI, next-gen ports, complex funding. The vision itself is one thing, but making it happen is another entirely right.
Execution is always the hard part.
Exactly. So maybe think about this. With all these huge shifts in infrastructure and tech they're planning, what do you think are the biggest hurdles in terms of skills? What complex skills do they need to start building today to make sure that Vision 2047 actually becomes reality? It's one thing to say we need AI experts, but it's another to actually train and retain them for the next 25 years in this specific sector. That seems like